Hey guys, welcome back to Creator Best Life for a brand new video. This is probably one of my favorite times of year, and that is because it's spooky season. I love spooky season. I love all of the decor. I love all of the movies. Well, not so much a lot of the gory movies, but anything spooky, escape rooms, murder mystery dinners, all the jazz. Dressing up, I'm here for it. And today is no different. I am bringing to you guys my spooky watch list for 2022. Y'all already know I love movies, I love TV shows, I love storytelling, I love scary stories, sitting by bonfires, telling scary stories at night. It doesn't matter. So this is why I am sharing this joy with you guys, because I enjoy it so much. So I did something different today with my watch list. Normally, I would just list off all of my favorite shows and movies to watch, but this time I've decided to categorize them from least scary to most scary. And the reason being is because some people want to watch it with like their friends and their family and, you know, like children and stuff like that. And sometimes you just want to watch something really lighthearted. So I don't mind throwing in a few of those from like Disney Channel and the cartoon shows and stuff like that. Like, I don't mind watching any of those things because, you know, you could sip on some cider or some hot chocolate or tea or whatever, throw on one of your shows, get some work done, do your nails, sit in the bathtub and do it. It doesn't matter. All that matters is just having a good time. And sometimes you just want to be scared. Sometimes you want to curl up on the couch with your favorite person or your friends and be terrified out of your mind. And that's okay too. So I have a little bit of something for everybody. Let's jump right in. So I just want to let y'all know that I have 3 categories for us. The first one, F for fun. That's my fun, kids types, very low threshold of scary. The second category, it's T. That's for thrilling. That could be thrillers, not super gory, not like super scary, no poltergeist types. That's in that thriller category. You're having a good time, but you're not like about to pee your pants. Next we have spooky. Spooky really contains, I'm creeped out, I don't want to turn the lights off yet, and maybe a little bit of horror stuff. I'm not super into a lot of the gory horror, poltergeist, like nun type of stories, but some people are. However, I'm just giving my list that are my favorites. Vampires, witches, all the spooky stuff. That's in that category, and that's stuff that you might not want to show kids. Okay, so let's do our list. First on our list is The Midnight Club. I'm sure a lot of us have heard about it. It's on Netflix now. It is from the Flaniverse. That's what they're calling it for some reason. I love Mike Flanagan's movies now. I'm a huge fan. My husband is a huge fan. And whatever he puts out every year, that's something that we are going to watch. And it's a few of his projects on my list, not going to lie. The Midnight Club is about this group of teenagers, young adults, who have been diagnosed with this terminal illness. They all have different terminal illnesses. And they move to this home, which is specifically for hospice care. And so every night, because, you know, what are you going to do when you're dying, I guess? Every night they reconvene in the library and tell scary stories. And it's really cool. And quite frankly, I love their side stories that they create more so than I love like the main storyline. So it's very cool how it's written. I know that The Midnight Club was originally a book, and all I can say is it's such a good show. Highly recommend. And I'm going to put that in S for spooky. Next, naturally, Hocus Pocus 1, Hocus Pocus 2. If you have not seen the second Hocus Pocus movie, I feel sorry for you. It was definitely a check mark on my list just to be able to say that I have watched it. I did enjoy it. I don't have anything bad to say about it. However, I do wish that some of the characters from the previous movie were included. Like you could actually see them instead of them referencing them. And I also would have loved to see more of the Sanderson sisters and less of like the new kids for some reason. I don't know why. That's just my personal belief. But I put that down for category F because, who am I kidding? It's just fun to watch. I have definitely been incorporating more horror into my rotation, horrors and thrillers. And one of my top ones on this list happens to be I Know What You Did Last Summer. And like I said, horror is not my genre. I don't enjoy it. I don't normally write it. So I have not gravitated towards watching them. So I have not seen a lot of them. But I have been adding a lot of them to my watch list. So you're going to see that it's a lot of older movies that I'm watching that people loved before, and I'm late to the game, and it just is what it is. I just wanted to give that disclaimer. But I Know What You Did Last Summer is definitely on my list. I enjoyed it. I was not scared. I was intrigued. And I was definitely trying to figure out who done it. But it was still a really good movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm going to give I Know What You Did Last Summer a T for thriller. Next on my list is The Invitation. And I gave The Invitation S for spooky. Yes, you can find it on Netflix. The Invitation is about this young woman. I mean, full disclaimer, I recently saw that there's another movie called The Invitation that's coming out in theaters, or it's already out in theaters. Regardless, I think it's slightly similar, but my version that I enjoy is currently on Netflix. I believe it's a Netflix original production, and it's about this young woman who goes on a date with this guy to his friend's house. Crazy stuff ensues and people die. And it's called The Invitation because she was invited to a dinner party, and it was just really creepy. But still, very good movie. So clearly, I have to add my faves, Jordan Peele's movies. Because if you're going to watch something spooky and creepy and thrilling, it's got to be a Jordan Peele film. I'm not arguing or debating with anyone on that. It just is what it is. So this one, I have added Nope because it's brand new. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would list that as thrilling, T for thrilling, because I wasn't super scared, but I was very intrigued, and it was thrilling. And I'd also like to point out that yes, Get Out and Us are on my list, and both of those have S for spooky. Another creepy movie that I've seen recently is called The Night House, which is really, really spooky. So I gave it an S for sure. And that is because it is about this lady whose husband passed away. I'm not going to say how he passed away because it's part of the story. But she's been communicating with this ghost, and the house is creepy. And it's turned into this alternate universe house that is down, like, I don't want to say down the street because she's at like a lake house. So the next lake house over is like this alternate universe version of her home. And she's being haunted. And, you know, I don't want to give it away because if I tell you who she's being haunted by or what she's being haunted by, then it'll just be a complete spoiler. All that to say, that was really spooky. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And definitely don't watch that with a kid. I'm not going to lie. It creeped me out. I'm going to follow that up with A Quiet Place 1 and 2. I can't wait until 3 comes out because it's such a good series. I love those movies. And I gave those S for spooky because in the beginning of the first one, you don't know what's going on. So I think that it was like super terrifying that you can't hear anything. Obviously, that's a fear of mine, to not be able to hear or see anything, and then something is attacking you. So S for spooky just for that alone. And if you have not heard of A Quiet Place, it is a series of movies that is totally silent from talking. They have music, obviously, and they have like different creatures' voices and whatnot. However, you don't hear anyone's actual voice speaking. Next on our list is for those that love demons and creepy stuff. It is It. Obviously, I gave it an S because it is freaking terrifying. I had heard about the original It from my parents and older family members who had seen it back in the day. My husband wanted me to watch It 1 and 2 with him from today's version. I'm still creeped out. I don't like it, but it was like, it was one of those things where you're like, oh, I hate it. I probably would never watch it again, but at the end, you enjoyed it. Kind of like a really big roller coaster that you never want to go on again, but you're like, wow, that was exhilarating. that's how it was to me. So if you like it, I love it. Go ahead and watch it, but it's not for me. So here's a fave of mine. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie The Mist. I don't know why. It was just super good to me, super creepy. I have always loved trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I'm just trying to figure out the puzzles and everything. That's just who I am. So I loved The Mist and the very cool twist at the end. And so all I can say is, S for spooky, definitely watch that one. So I feel like I can't truly talk about scary, spooky time movies without mentioning Saw 1, the original Saw. I know it's not called Saw 1, but I just had to stipulate that it was just the first one that I truly enjoyed. And at first I gave it S for spooky, but I think I'm going to give it T for thrilling because it's not so much spooky. However, I would not necessarily watch that movie with a child. I have recently watched it again, and the storytelling was really good. I know that sometimes horror movies don't have the biggest budgets and whatnot, but I thought that they did a really good job with Saw. I love that they had the twists and the turns, and you were just trying to figure out, like, how did they end up in here? Who's really in charge here? And the fact that, like, all right, skip this section if you have never seen Saw 1. The fact that dude just got up and walked out and left the other guy in the room at the end, and we found out that he was Jigsaw. All I can say is I was blown away. It was really good. So if you like twists like that, I would highly suggest you watching the first Saw if you have never seen it. Another fave of mine is the Candyman movie, the original and the remake. I loved both of them. Talking about race, specifically talking about Chicago, which I thoroughly love, and I just thought that it was phenomenal the way that they did it. It was a cool concept, the bees and everything. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed both movies, and I highly suggest them, and I gave that an S for spooky because of the fact that it was very supernatural. So obviously I have to include the Halloween series because who doesn't love Jamie Lee Curtis? I'm not gonna lie. She's the spooky Halloween horror movie queen at this point. I love her, and I just want to watch more of the Halloween movies now that I'm not super scared of them, which feels really great. And obviously that's gonna get an S for spooky. So let's lighten the mood a little bit, just a little bit. I'm adding on Halloween Town, Twitches 1 and Twitches 2 because they're just super cute. I love them. And I just think that it's such a fun, both of them are such fun series to watch with friends, like for a fun movie night, get your hot chocolate or make sundaes together or popcorn or whatever you guys like to do, sipping on apple cider tea. And then it's really good for people that also have children. Like, you can watch that. It was on Disney Channel. Who did not in my age group love Disney Channel? I don't know. I don't want to know if you don't love Disney Channel or not. I think that everyone should. And so I gave those F for fun just because they're such great movies, and I highly suggest them because I think that specifically Twitches 1 was really. We're back at the Flanagan universe or multiverse or whatever they want to call it on Netflix. Regardless, Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass. All three phenomenal. Hypnotic, phenomenal. Love them all. S for spooky 1,000 times over. Watch Flanagan's movies and TV shows. Hopping back in on the lighthearted, more teenage, young adult type of shows. Supernatural, The Vampire Diaries, The Originals, what else? Riverdale, all those creepy, really good. T for thrilling because I thoroughly love these stories. Yes, they fell off a bit because they lasted a tad too long for my taste. However, they were phenomenal. Love them. Will watch them 1,000 times over. Currently rewatching a good chunk of them already. And I'm not embarrassed by that. I love them. Another lighthearted one. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it Christmas? Is it Halloween? I don't know. Still a good story. Definitely watch it. That's F for fun. So is Coraline. So is Casper the Friendly Ghost. Definitely go watch that one. Super cute. Had Hilary Duff in it. The Lizzie McGuire. And I would also like to include The Corpse Bride into that. All those F for fun. Have an amazing time. I need to point out one of the greats, Carrie. Carrie was such a good movie. It's always being referenced in movies today. And fun fact, I did this summer program where I got to play Carrie, and we were making our own horror movie. So much fun. Never saw the final movie. They never contacted us again. I don't know what happened, but you know how that goes. Regardless, it was so much fun to play Carrie and to be a villain. I just realized every time I'm in a play, I'm playing a villain. Another one I'd like to point out is Psycho, because it's my favorite movie. Yes. Also, I would argue that you should watch Shutter Island because it's also creepy. And then you also need to watch Gremlins. All those S for spooky. Please go watch those. And last, I need you to go watch The Sixth Sense, S for spooky. So that's all I have for you guys. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video with a little bit of commentary in it. And I hope that you just enjoy and soak up all the spooky season, all of the movies, all the activities and festivities, and do it with your favorite people. Do some things by yourself if that's what you enjoy. But I hope that you guys had a good time spending time with me. And comment down below if it's something that you like to watch, if I missed anything on my list. And I hope to see you guys in a brand new video really soon. Bye.